Now, I'm a firm believer that no man is born ugly. A man only becomes ugly when he picks up ugly habits. In today's video, I'm gonna be letting you in on my top 7 biggest mistakes that most of us men we love to make. And of course, if you wanna start looking handsome today, just stop doing these 7 things, right? And without further ado, let's begin. Okay, the first mistake that most men love to make, and that is to have bad habits. I'm talking about particularly smoking and drinking. True story, right? When I was still studying, there was this super attractive guy in my class. He is tall, handsome, muscular, all the typical traits of an attractive man. And many of the girls in the class have a crush on him, right? But one day, I was with a bunch of friends, including some female friends, and we are walking towards the bus stop. We saw him and he was casually smoking a cigarette. You should have seen the shock of my friends' faces. My female friends were like, oh man, so disappointed. His attractiveness level instantly dropped from like a 12 out of 10 to like a 3.5 out of 10. Well, the same goes with drinking, but for drinking, a little bit is still okay, like 1 or 2 drinks is still alright. But if you are like a habitual drinker, if you always like to get yourself wasted, you may think that you are cool, yeah. But actually, you don't. Okay, the second mistake that most men love to make that will make you super ugly, and that is to have a bad mouth, i.e. constantly cursing and swearing. I think a lot of those super popular R-rated movies nowadays and those super popular and hippie entrepreneurs, they made swearing seems like a really cool thing to do. But they already made it, right? Actually, if you really think about it, whenever someone swears or curses a lot, they'll just automatically look uneducated and uncivilized. Let me ask you a simple question, right? Will you use swear words during an interview? Or when you are speaking to little children? Or when you're speaking to your mom? Then why would you swear at all? I don't know, maybe some of you do swear during interviews and in front of little children or in front of your mom. But I get it, right? Swearing, it makes you feel good. Believe me, I used to swear like nobody's business until a close friend of mine challenged me to stop swearing at all. I don't know why I took up the challenge. I guess I always love a good challenge. But I never looked back since, and I challenge you to do the same. Alright, on to the third mistake that a lot of men love to make that makes them look super ugly, and that is having bad manners or just a bad attitude. For example, being a jerk to the service crew, right? Or being rude to cashiers or waiters or waitresses. Being attractive, which is the opposite of being ugly, it is all about being kind and compassionate, right? Nobody will find people who treats other people like garbage to be attractive. A beautiful heart beats a pretty face any day. Okay, on to the fourth mistake that most of us men we love to make that makes us look super ugly, and that is bad hygiene. This includes your oral hygiene and your body hygiene. Nobody wants to talk to someone who has bad breath or a bad body odor, right? So it is all about keeping your mouth and your body clean and odor-free. I know all about it, right? So, okay, another story time I used to get laughed at and made fun of so bad back in my secondary school days, right? Because of my body odor. It was so bad that my nickname, you wanna guess what my nickname was? It was called Smelly Tofu. What even, right? Who gives a nickname like that? Smelly Tofu? And I kid you not, during our class photo shoots, some of them, they did this. It's funny looking back, but back then it wasn't funny. But anyways, ever since I started to shower more and taking a better care of my body hygiene, I never looked back. Okay, on to the fifth mistake that most of us guys we love to make that will make us so ugly, and that is having a bad facial hair, or rather unkempt and messy facial hair. This means eyebrows out of whack, having a unibrow. This also means not shaving or having a super messy beard, or having those nose hairs that are sticking out and waving to people. Our face is the first thing that anyone will look at and notice, right? So whatever that is happening up here will determine your first impression. So you want to keep your facial hair as neat and as clean as possible to avoid distractions, right? So that when people look at your face, they won't be like, dang, what the heck is going on right there? Okay, on to the sixth huge mistake that a lot of us guys, we love to make that will make us so ugly, and that is to have a bad body posture, which commonly means having a hunchback. And the worst thing is that most people who has a hunchback don't even realize that they have a hunchback. Now, I used to have a little hunchback, right? And when my friends pointed it out to me, I was even almost offended. What are you talking about? I don't have a hunchback. An easy way to check if you have a hunchback is to stand against a wall, right? And check if your butt, your shoulder blades, and the back of your head aligns with the wall. And when you're standing upright, just consciously make an effort to chin up, shoulders back, and chest out. Not only will you look more confident and handsome, your lower back is also gonna thank you for it. Okay, last but not least, on to the 7th super huge mistake that most guys we love to make that will make us so ugly, and that is having a bad diet. I'm talking about those junk food and those unhealthy foods. You know, they say you are what you eat, right? And it is really not that complicated. The more garbage food you eat, the more garbage you will look. But the more healthy food you eat, the more healthy and glowing and attractive you will look. Take me for an example, right? Whenever I eat deep fried food, immediately just like that, the next day, I'm gonna get a breakout. Those nasty acnes on my face. Junk food such as those sugary food, those fast food, and those deep fried food, they're also linked to obesity, to high blood pressure and high blood sugar, right? Now, I'm not saying to cut away all your favorite food instantly, immediately, completely, just like that, but definitely take them sparingly. Imagine your body to be like a machine, right? Like a Rolls Royce. If you have a Rolls Royce, will you put in junk fuel inside of your engine, or will you put in the highest grade of fuel in your engine? Exactly, right? And that is it for today's video. Before you leave, make sure to check out my previous video on the 7 super simple habits that you can build to start looking attractive today. Smash that thumbs up button if you like this video. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you haven't done so already. Have a great day, y'all. I'll see every single one of you in my next video. Bam!